Yeah, so nice to meet you, Oliver from Kamelot.
Thank you.
Great to have you in Finland.
Yeah, finally back.
So how is it like to play here once again after so long time?
I'm anyway a person who is a little bit reclusive, so the whole mood and spirit of the country fits me very well. Actually, Finland would be probably one of the few other countries besides my home in the south of Germany where I would like to live. So I'm often taking long walks in the forests when we're there. So around the lakes and stuff. I really love it.
Yeah, and you're playing with Leaves Eyes and Flat Earth, I think, on this tour. So have you been able to check out these bands yet?
The opening band is changing a lot. We had Visions of Atlantis, we had Dynasty, now we have Flat Earth. It's only Leaves Eyes is a steady support band. And we're good friends since many years. Alex Landenburg, the band leader, he's living like 40 minutes from my place. He's also South German, Swabian. So we know these guys, and we're friends.
So it's a good package to tour with them.
It's super nice, yeah.
Yeah. So you're touring to support the Shadow Theory album, which was out, I think, in April. So it's been a while. So after half a year or so, how has the response been for the new album?
The creation of the album was not without troubles. It was some albums are just born under difficult circumstances, and I was a bit nervous about the reception, but it's going really good. The US has partially doubled in audience. We're going now also to places where we haven't been for many years, rebuilding stuff and getting bigger in other places. So obviously the fans like it, and I'm super happy about it.
Yeah. Do you think your style of music is gaining momentum again? This kind of symphonic metal, or do you?
I have so little insight into the scene and what's going on, really, that I can't tell. Of course, that's what everybody's hoping for. That their styles is getting more popular, or more popular again. I don't have a clue, honestly, how it looks in the scene. I mean, I listen a lot to metal, but I'm more specific. But I'm also in classical music and jazz music,
Yeah, and your music, I think, has evolved more from I think these earlier albums had more of a power metal style. Now it's even more symphonic, more melodic, or taking different routes. So how do you view the evolution of the band compared to this new album? To maybe some of you went on the first records, but
right.
But if you compare how the journey of the band has been musically,
it's getting much more complex. That's true. Also, the whole. There's a lot of stuff you basically don't hear, or if you put up really good headphones, then you hear it. There's so much going on, but it's important for the atmosphere. Like when you take the songs from the first albums, like the Fourth Legacy, there are some fans requesting songs from there, and we try to play it like 2 or 3 times, especially the Fourth Legacy itself. Yeah. And it never really works because it sounds pretty thin compared to the new songs. It's great when you listen to it on the album, But if you put it live up right besides the new songs, it's not working.
That's interesting, actually, because on the record it already sounds kind of massive and big. But if you compare it to for example, Silverthorn and the new album,
especially the orchestration is so minimal compared to what I'm doing on the newer record since about 12, 13 years. It's a massive difference.
The orchestral arrangements, are they designed by you or with Thomas together, or how do you compose them? On you.
The orchestrations is done by me. In the past, it was also Miro from the
Rodenberg.
From Wolfsburg. But since a couple of albums, it's just me.
So how big a work is it for you every time?
It's a lot of work. I worked about 1 year on it, but it's what I do on a daily basis almost. I'm a producer, and that's what I do and what I love to do. Being in the studio all by myself and then working.
So one new element that you have brought more forward is the female voice on your albums, which is even more prominent now. And on the new album, I think you had 2 singers, Lauren Hart and Jennifer Haben, at least on the new record. So how much of improvement is that to your sound, or how much difference does it make when you're thinking about the arrangements on how to fit to the certain voice when you have a female vocalist? Has that been a change at all?
Well, the female parts were always it was always there, almost from I don't know, like Epica or Karma on.
Yeah, not on
I would say so. This was always something, that female aspect and interacting with our lead singer's voice, you know. So when we write the songs, it's just coming up, you know. There's this part, and we think, oh, this could be really cool for a certain singer, and we check YouTube, who are maybe new singers, new female grunters or clean vocalists coming up, or we meet some on tour, like the girl from Battle Beast, who is a fantastic, awesome singer. And I can imagine that we on the next album we want to write parts for her. So I can.
That would be great. So I was just coming to that. So Noora is playing with you on this Finnish tour, I think. So what kind of test is it to have a different singer, a female singer? I think you're changing it in every country, or in parts of the country. So
yeah, Lauren Hart is with us the whole tour. Also was with us on the US tour. She's one of the few singers who can actually sing clean, really good. She has a very she has also a massive rock voice, and she's wow. Her grunting is just. If you see her, she's not the tallest girl out there, and then she has this incredible voice blowing you away. So she's with us all the time, and now Noora is jumping on 2 shows as a special guest.
Okay, so how much rehearsing does it take to, you know? She was just there.
5 minutes on sound check, but she's such an experienced singer. You know?
So she could do it like that.
Yeah, she can, and she knows us from the US tour.
Okay. Yeah,
she was there with us all the time.
You know, so with having Lauren with you through the tour, have you ever thought about putting a full-time member as a female vocalist, adding that to the band full-time?
Yeah, it could be maybe an option, but of course changing singers from time to time adds new elements for the fans also to explore. Has always been something, like 1 or 2 album cycles, and then we look for somebody different. I would also be up for a full-time female member, but that's not really. It's not my decision, honestly. It's like.
So you're also having a new drummer for the first world tour, I think. Does that change your sound at all? Yeah.
He's one of the top metal drummers out there.
Okay.
So Johan only played 2 shows with us on the US tour, and then he got these. I don't know, I think it was some health problems and also some family stuff. So Alex was like emergency replacement. He was flying in, learning the songs in incredibly short time. He played with us though when we were supporting Iron Maiden, and now he's with us all the time.
So he's playing with you through this tour, or is he a full-time member, or haven't you made that decision yet?
It's not fully. We're still in contact with Johan, seeing what's going on, and then we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. So how do you see it on stage? How does it change the vibe of the band? Obviously something will change when a new member comes in. But
the drummer is keeping it all together. The drummer is the glue on stage, especially with a metal band. You know, it's so crucial. And what's also important is the personality. Actually, you know, if you have somebody who is self-confident, he's smiling, you know, I often check with Alex, sometimes we're joking on stage. It's so fantastic, and behind the tour he's a super funny guy. Yesterday on the ferry we were doing karaoke. He did some I think Whitney Houston stuff also, and he's so not afraid of making fun of himself. Really cool, that guy, and I hope he stays.
Yeah, true. And you've also had Tommy singing with you now for I think many years, many albums, and that was a big change when Roy Khan was replaced by Tommy. So are you still in touch with Roy at all? Because I heard this. I don't know if it's true, but he became a priest in Norway or something like that. So yeah,
he has some Christian. I don't know what kind of thing he's exactly into. Honestly, we don't have much contact.
Okay.
Which I'm often sorry for, but he withdrew totally from the whole metal scene, and what exactly he was up to, I don't even know. You know, it's weird. You know, after being really good friends and touring for so many years, and then suddenly total change, totally off. Yeah, weird story.
Yeah. So we already talked about the Fourth Legacy album, and I noticed it will be 20 years from this release next year. So are you going to celebrate it at all, or what do you think about these? A lot of these bands are kind of celebrating the anniversaries of the various albums by playing them full from start to finish. And you already mentioned that this album really doesn't sound that good played live compared to the new stuff, but do you think you will ever do something similar with your past records, or?
Honestly, I doubt it. You know, there's also another reason. We are in that lucky position that so many fans, it sounds weird, they often don't know the songs from before the Tommy era. So our whole crowd has changed. There are some fans from the old times, you know, that we often see, not often, but like we see 2, 3, Fourth Legacy shirts, original shirts from back then. We have a few requests for that, but most of the people, they know stuff from Silverthorn on. And so when Tommy entered the band, which is really cool, you know, some bands, I was before in a band who had to play the old songs from 20 years ago over and over and over again, you know, and everything new was, we were throwing out of the set list after a few gigs because the fans were not interested in the new stuff. So, and with Kamelot, the cool thing is that people know the new songs, and so I doubt very much that we're going to do this.
Yeah. Okay. So, lastly, with your keyboard playing, what do you think are your main influences? What kind of players inspired you, or inspires you today when you are composing new stuff?
Not metal.
Okay, classical.
Know. Yeah, it's classical and jazz. That's what I studied on the university also, and everything, especially technically, that is possible on the keys has been done 150 years ago already. You know, it's like Chopin, Rachmaninoff, Bach, Liszt, Beethoven. That's everything in metal is. It's something different in metal because you have to work like a machine with the drums, with the bass. You know, that's not in classical music. It's kind of loose, so you have a different challenge in metal. But technically, in classical music, everything's been done already many years ago now. And then I have the jazz influences, and they are also 70, 80 years old. In metal, the only guy I really studied a bit is Jens Johansson.
Yeah, from Stradivarius.
Yeah, because he was the Malmsteen thing. He was the guy coming up, battling guitars successfully. You know, so I really like him. He's a total crazy dude, and he was the pioneer in that whole thing. He's maybe the only metal guy I could mention here.
Okay, last greetings for the Finnish fans of Kamelot, maybe from you.
Well, again, like I said before, I love the country, I love the people. The people are not in your face, you know, they're never bugging you in any way. They're very polite, and I feel it's like a little bit like a soul connection I have with the country and the people. And I love to be here, and I'm happy we're playing at least 2 gigs now. I wish we could play more, but I know it's not the biggest country regarding population, so we're also a little bit limited. Again, I love Finland. I love to be here, and I'm not saying that every day. And so, yeah, happy to be here, and I hope we stay as long as possible.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it was great talking.
Thank you.
Nice.